also known as Kabuki Zombie. And today, well, yesterday, last night, I actually hit Masters for the first time in Legends of Runeterra. And I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of a showcase on the deck that I chose and the strategies if you choose to play this deck. I'll have a code in the description and all that. So I just kind of want to go over it. I played a Galio Udyr mid-range deck that primarily uses 2 drops and units mainly. Has a few spells and all that, but we'll just kind of go through it. Elixir of Iron, okay, you know, it's there because sometimes you need that extra buff to save a unit, and you can bamboozle somebody with your formidable stuff because it is mainly a formidable deck. Now I'm only running 2 copies of a 1-drop, a Petrified Hound, because this deck, this mid-range style, you don't really need a 1-drop on turn 1 all the time. And if you see this guy later on, he's pretty good, right? Because you can buff him up and he's a formidable unit. Because what you'll find out is that obviously this is a formidable deck. So Duran Sculptor is here as well. Now we get into our 2-drops, and our 2-drops are they're a little bit of a toolboxy kind of style of 2-drops. Depending on the kind of deck that you're facing, depends on what you want to kind of play. Duran Sculptor is, I'll be honest, a removal magnet, right? People want to remove it pretty much right away. But it's really nice, even if it sticks for only a turn or two, you can buff up your formidable units by that extra one defense. Maybe you can get regen on it or something, but again, it is a removal magnet. And the other removal magnet, we'll just go right to it, is Stony Suppressor. We are running 3 copies of Stony because Spell Slingers are kind of a big threat in the meta right now, and well, you know, Set is a big thing. What is it? Shadow Isles, Control, Darkness. There are a few decks that we do kind of fold to, but others that fold to us. Frostbite folds completely. But this is just a huge removal magnet. You play this, your opponent will probably want to remove it. And I think that's why it's so good in this deck, because it takes the heat off your other stuff, like Bellin. Bellin is wonderful, but we'll get to him. We're running 3 copies of Broadwing as well, because again, removal magnets is your kind of 2-drops strategy, right? So if they're not going to remove Stony, you can play Broadwing to remove something of theirs and just kind of establish that board, that formidable threat early on. And then once when you hit turn 5 and you play like Udyr and get your stance swap up, you can regen your formidable stuff and just kind of take control of the board. We're running a couple of equipment package, 3 copies of the Darkened Spear for Anaka, because sometimes just turn 8 you just want to slam an Anaka down. Anaka can also grab another Anaka and then roll for another big threat. So sometimes like I'll swing with Anaka, she pulls another Anaka, which pulls like my 8-drop Titania, right? That's her name? Yeah. Or Tiana. Rallies. Swing, they lose instantly, right? But that's a bit of a high roll because we're only running 1 Tiana. Tiana, that's a weird name. We're running 2 cups of single combat. I was running 3 for a little while in my post to masters. In my post of my initial deck, I did run 3, but I got a little bit of advice to run Harsh Winds as kind of a defensive thing. Yeah, so single combat's there to basically, in response, kill something, kill a big threat, kill a Viego, kill whatever. Gnosis is a bit of a bitch, but we'll get to him, right? Like, there's a few decks that this does fold to. I don't like Vagar Gnosis at all. I think that deck is too cookie cutter combo right now, and I think it needs to just be gutted. And I don't think it's that fun of a deck. It's like, what's it called? Azir. Irelia back in the day when it was just solitaire. It's basically just solitaire again. And even with Voltahelia being a 5-drop instead of a 4-drop now, it's still, you know, I just don't like that deck that much. But we are running 1 copy of Darkened Aegis because it is nice sometimes turn 5 to play Yorl. And if you Yorl, you can remove things like Nora and like elusive threats, right? And that's kind of why you're playing it. And you only need one though, because like sometimes you can even just stick this on, like, let's say if the matchup is like a set deck or a Master Yi deck or something, and Stony Suppressor is the biggest threat, or biggest like answer to their deck, you can slap this on Stony and just make it even more a big of an issue for your opponent. Ah, forgive me, my voice is not the best, but we're getting there. 2 copies of Blocking Badger Bear, because blocking elusives, stuff like Nora and Fizz, the 1-drop Fizz deck, which I think this deck full, or the Fizz deck folds to it. I beat it a few times with this deck. But you only need 2. It's really good, great stat lines, right? It's free drop 4/4 for and it can block elusives, right? Like, so if you're blocking, if you're not attacking on odds, you can drop this down. It's like the best defensive threat, right? Deters a lot of blockers. This guy, Petricide Charger, is your strongest soldier in the deck. He is the best card. Well, not the best card in the deck, but he is so good. First of all, he doesn't take damage from enemy spells or skills. So, darkness, any other kind of strike. Well, I think strike gets away with it, but any like P and Z, right? I'm facing a PNZ deck. I'm rolling for Petricide Charger as fast as possible, slapping stuff down like an Udyr stance, right? So you can play regen on it, and you just make that your strongest soldier, and just make it a bitch for your opponent. 3 copies of Shield of Duran, because sometimes you can sneakily push for lethal when attacking, because again, you're attacking with your butt all the time with Formidable, so sometimes this is just sneaky extra free damage. I won with 2 copies of Shield Duran. I attacked a bunch of my Formidables. He let 1 Formidable go, and he was 6 damage away from lethal, and he had no spell or no mana on top, and I had 6, so I just slapped 2 copies of Shield of Duran on my Formidable, and he lost, right? So, 3 copies, you could maybe go down the 2, you could experiment, right, with the spells. I think you definitely could experiment with some of the spells. Purify is a great spell as well that I was running in my previous build, just one of, just to get rid of some of the buff cards and silence something that take it out. Dragons really don't like Purify. So you purify a dragon, they die, right? So really good. Really good to just like cheap. But again, I'm not running that instead. I'm running 2 copies of Harsh Winds as a defensive capability. This was actually recommended to me by a YouTuber named Sertamund, I think, who is a Legends of Runeterra YouTuber who plays a lot more than I do, but I asked him, well, what do you think of my list? And he said, no, maybe just try out Harsh Winds. So I'm running 2 copies just to try it out. I'm not too sure. It's okay. I think it definitely will probably save me a couple of times. We'll see. I've never actually played with Harsh Winds yet. So in the matches that you're going to see in Masters coming up, will feature this Harsh Winds build. But originally I was running 3 copies of Single Combat and 1 copy of Purify instead. Now, the next card, the big daddy of the deck, is Bellin, the new card from the patch. Attack, grant formidable allies everywhere +0/+1. He's an 0/4, which means it's okay. He's good, right? He's a 4-drop 0/4 that buffs everything by 1. Even if it dies right away, get that 1 swing in. Usually, if you have a wide board, that's quite a bit of damage. However, there is a certain silly card out there right now called Quietus. Cannot spell. Quiet. There we go. Quietus. Kill a unit with total power and health 4 or less, or destroy a unit's equipment. This is one of the reasons why you're running Stony, and you're trying to really bait out these Quietus, especially against the Shadow Owl's decks, right? Shadow Owl's control, because control is just control spell slinging. I don't know what it is with Riot these days, but like they just love their fucking spell slinging control storm decks, and it just kind of drives me up the wazoo because I'm just a mid-range wanting to slam my dudes in and play my dudes, and But Quietus aside, if Riot wanted to just give this guy just one attack just for fun, just to dodge Quietus, that'd be awesome. Riot, that'd be awesome. However, if he happens to stick for 1 or 2 turns, he can go away with the game. Because all of a sudden, all your formidables are just getting bigger and bigger, and well, formidable, right? So it's just an awesome card, and you can slap stuff like Darkened Spear, because again, 0/2 in the formidable deck is 2 extra attack technically, right? You're hitting your butt. So you slap that on your Bellin, he becomes an 0/6, now dodges Quietus, but again, there's that 1 turn of Quietus. We're running Udyr. Don't be afraid to let your Udyr die. But Udyr can also be a threat himself, right? If you're noticing that the opponent doesn't really have a good board, doesn't really have a lot of cards in hand and a lot of answers, and you just have an Udyr there, you can just start stacking your stances on the Udyr and letting Udyr run away with the game. But again, just playing the Udyr for that extra stance, and then maybe blocking and letting Udyr die, and then putting the stance on, say, Bellin or your Charger, and giving the regen to them, is perfectly acceptable in this deck, right? Like, Udyr is definitely the sub-champion in the deck, but very useful. Another really fun thing about him, the interaction with Ram Stance, where you just ping everything with Petricide Charger, because Petricide Charger doesn't get hit by that, and it really fucks with the barrier deck right now. So barriers play it, you just kind of just continue to spam the Ram stances, and they just get really sad. We are running 1 copy of Hyra Alseer. When I'm summoned, create a stance swap, and then first stance up costs 0. Very useful. However, again, I don't think we need more than 1 copy in the deck. I have seen some decks run 2. They're a little bit more stance swap focused and more focused on Udyr than Galio, but this is just more focused on the Galio. However, you get this guy out with the Udyr, you're starting to run away with the game, because you can just start spamming your stance swaps every turn, and your guys just become big threats to the point where even overwhelm decks start to fold to you, because your guys are like 0/12s, right, with regen. Galio, finisher, he first of all, let's foil the baddie. Let's foil the guy. Yeah, he's great, right? He ends games, you slam him down, buffs all your guys by 0-free, which is awesome about this card, is that it's grant all their allies 0-free and not until end of turn. So it buffs everything, including your strongest lad, right? Your strongest soldier. Generally, you want to slam him down and level up on the same turn. You could maybe slam him down and threaten the level up, right? And if your opponent doesn't have any answers, then he levels. But it's just really great. Sometimes you just kind of want to play him. Your turn 8s is really when you your turn 8s is really when you get to like customize the deck in a bit, right? So running Darkened Spear, slamming and knock it down on turn 8, right? We have Tiana, when summoned, rally, right? So you get that extra attack, right? And you just kind of go in on turn 8. I am running the sneaky 1 copy of Judgment. Now, I do have to kind of explain this. When I was climbing, all throughout Diamond, and I think a little bit of Platinum, right? There was a lot of go wide decks, a lot of like go wide 1-drop decks, a lot of just really annoying decks, I'll be honest, but they all folded to Judgment, and Judgment is just great to have to board wipe. You could probably go down the Judgment, go up at Harsh Winds, or go down the Judgment and go up something else if you want, but I just really like having that 1 copy of Judgment, because now all of a sudden your opponent has to be wary of a Judgment, right? And usually they don't see it coming. So yeah, just a couple of like important tips, right? Don't be afraid to slam your Stony down to bait out the removal. Don't be afraid to sacrifice your Udyr, right, to just get the stat swap and even get the free stat swap down. Um, your sneaky winner is this guy. He's your strongest lad, your strongest soldier. Bellin, also great, but again, don't be afraid to let it die. I say that with like meaning, right? Don't just throw it away. Obviously, don't just like I've made the mistake of slamming it down and just it dies the quietest, right? And it's like it feels really bad. So you do have to want to make sure, but in certain matchups, and hopefully I show you guys some great matches coming up. Hopefully I don't just concede to all of them, but in certain matchups, you want to prioritize different strongest lads, right? In P and Z matchups, you really want to see this guy and just start buffing him as soon as possible. Slamming Galio down, and yeah, I think that's going to do it for the deck tech. Stay tuned for a few matches, and hopefully all things go well. Alright, here we go. In Masters, I am just starting out, so I'm only 114. But I am in the top of the top tier now, so there's a lot of Mimi decks. There might be some Sweat Lords. We'll see. See what we come up against. In this matchup, ooh, okay, a mirror match right away. I'm starting to see a lot more Galio Udyrs, just because like the tier list is starting to show up where like Galio Udyr is actually like in the tier. So let's. I'm not exactly sure. There's a Jarvan 4, which is kind of spicy. So I think we're going to keep the Badger Bear and keep the Spear and just mull the one card there. Okay, Stony isn't really that important in this matchup, I don't think. However, it might be good to just try to bait out an opponent. Oops. Oh, there's Galio. That's okay. So 2-drop. Let's play the Stony. I'm just gonna turn down the audio just a tad. There we go. Opponent's gonna attack. We can safely block. Let's see what he does. He might have a card. Yeah. Okay. Elixir of Iron kills the Stony. That's fine. That's one card for one. Nothing. I kind of wish we were attacking on evens than odds. So I think what we'll do. I think we're just gonna play the Sculptor and pass. And then we'll play a Bellin. We can buff up the Bellin, go to 7. Opponent probably won't attack. He could. I think we're just gonna take the damage. So we'll take our beats if he just swings with 4 or 6. Okay. Let's buff up the Bellin. We could play the Udyr. Let's play another Bellin. And then swing with both Bellins. And that's big damage. That goes up to an 09. Okay, there's the Udyr. That's big damage. Opponent deciding what to do. He's got the free mana for the stats. Okay, so he's trading there. Is he gonna take the 9 or is he gonna block? Okay, takes the 7. Okay, yeah, Bellen's just gonna run away with this game, I think. We'll see, we'll see. He might just stance onto it. Okay, so he's going tall on his Hound, which is kind of spicy. There's my Hydra also. He is also a 6/6 now. We could maybe play the Hydra. I think we play Hydra, right? Hail Hydra? And not the Udyr? Because if he buffs up the Broadwing, Udyr dies. However, we get the free stance on the Udyr. But if we play this, we deteriorate more attacks. And we also get the free stance. Maybe. Okay, I think I'm gonna play the Udyr. It's a 5/5. Because we still have a Duran Sculptor too, which is kind of spicy. Opponent's really thinking. And that's actually one thing I noticed in Masters. People think a lot. It's kind of funny. Compared to like, what was it, Bronze, where it's like Anga Bunga Go. Okay, so he makes another stance. Is he going to attack? He might challenge the Sculptor and only the Sculptor. No blocks. Okay, so we're gonna open attack, play the Galio. So yeah, let's open. Opponent could have a buff here, like a yeah, Shielded Duran. That's fine. Let the Udyr die. Takes 7. If we get Tiana, we kind of overthrow this game. So let's regen on this guy, on the Bellin. And then we slam Galio. Get the level up on the Galio. And then next turn we can Darken Spear. Yeah, I think this game's over. What's he gonna do? He's gonna go tall on his Udyr. He is gonna level his Udyr soon, however, we get the Galio level here.
Give me a day and you'll have 2.
We don't spear. We level up the Galio.
I may be made of stone, but I'm all heart.
I have an 016 that buffs himself up. That's a 2/8. Okay, so there's the Purify. Silencing my guy, sure. Okay. There's...
Need repairs?
So, I think we'll block here and chump here. We get the rally. And the Anaka. Yeah, he surrendered. There he goes. Alright, alright. Great game, great, yeah, okay. That was an interesting build in the opponent. I think I'm probably gonna play about 5 games or so, give or take. Alright. Yeah, so, for those of you who don't know, my name is Gordon, Kabuki Zombie. I'm slowly going to add stuff to this YouTube channel, starting with some lore content every now and then, working with my matchups. Okay, Seraphim, Caitlyn, this is a deck we probably squash, I think, because Seraphim wants to cast spells, we really want Stonies here. Bellin is good too, but we kind of want to see our strongest lad. There he is. Okay, so nice turn. Oh my god, the opponent. Okay. Reduce the cost of the most expensive spell by 1. That's a little annoying, but what are you gonna do? So this turn we're gonna slam a Stony down. Could Duran Sculptor bait the removal out, get our strongest lad to be bigger, and then turn 4 we can bamboozle with double Stony, or yeah, we'll Duran Sculptor here. I think that's the spiciest play. Okay. Whenever you play a spell, plant 1. Okay, so let's swoop. No attacks, I don't think. This turn. Okay, there's our single combat. Okay, so sure, fine. Yeah, you kill it. Okay, let's play a Stony. We do have to kill that somehow. Maybe we can find a Broadwing or something. Hair is all over the place. Okay. We got our strongest lad, we got a Bellin. I think we play off curb, right? We play strongest soldier here. We got the mana for the single combat. We kind of want to like... Okay, there's the Caitlyn. We swing with our strongest soldier. We've got the single combat for the Caitlyn. Might be what we do. Especially if we open the attacks. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna single combat the Caitlyn. Maybe he might not read what this guy does and try to like ping it down. Alright. There goes the Caitlyn. These guys are very annoying. Let's play another Stony. The elusives. We really need to see our Broadwings. Strongest soldier. Buff up our 1 strongest lad. There he is. Okay. So a Broadwing? Bellin, I think. Sure. Kill one of them. Bellin. How many flash do I? Okay. Swing with the crew? Kill one of these guys? He could have a spell for the Bellin, which is fine. Okay. So he's looking for an answer. He doesn't really have much right now if that's his plan. We kind of want to see Udyr and maybe try to get a stat swap on the Bellin or the strongest lads. We do have the spear and a Galio. So we could just Galio on 7. I think that might be the plan. Opponent doesn't really have much on board. Especially if that's his attack. Okay. That's Galio. Threaten the level up.
Magic about.
He's probably just gonna scoop, I think. Yeah, there it is. Let's go! 2 in a row. I'm kinda hoping I show you guys a loss with this deck, but like,
So who's next?
might not. Like, we'll see, we'll see. Who knows? We might see fucking Unga Bunga solitaire control deck, and I'll just scoop as soon as I see what the Helia is. So, 'cause I don't like that deck, but it is what it is. Heimer Jace. Okay, this is another matchup where I think we kind of win because we really mess up with their curve. We do want a hard maul though. Keep 1. Okay. We kind of want to see some bait. There's a bait. There's your fucking Forge Chief. I swear, all these decks are all the same. Like, Forge Chief on 1, and then usually nothing until like turn 3. I think we Broadwing. Bait the removal with the Broadwing. He's probably just gonna bait it or kill it. Okay, no kill. We do have an Elixir of Iron. I think we could Duran Sculptor, have more bait, and then Darken Spear and start buffing up our guys, and then next turn we could play Badger Bear as a 4/5, ideally. However, he does have 6 mana, so we could just like kill the Sculptor right now. Okay, yep, there's the fucking Unga Bunga. Yeah, what else you gonna do, bro? Ooh, spicy. Okay. We could keep it alive. Keep it alive, kill the thing. Or just let it go. I think we're just gonna let it go. Equip the spear onto the Sculptor and swing in at the Sculptor. Okay, opponent trades. Or not trades, but he wants the 1 mana. Okay. We do want to see a strongest lad, because the strongest lad kind of takes out all the PNZ by himself. So, okay. Let's play our Badger Bear. No, swing, dude. Do it. Okay, passes. There's the Stony. So we could Stony, bait the removal, and then play the Udyr. I think we're swinging in. Opponent takes the 4. Okay. Sure. There's the Judgment. So this turn we're gonna Stony, for sure. There's the Jace. Spicy.
This is the cutting edge of progress. There's nothing a little ingenuity can't fix.
We do have Shielded Duran if he swings in, and we also have Elixir of Iron, so we could. No, we kind of want to just bamboozle the guy, I think. So that disrupts him. Swings in with the Jace. We have the Elixir of Iron. We'll probably just shield him through it. Depends on what he does here. Okay, so no attacks. Let's buff the Udyr up. Udyr's a big threat, I think, for him. Now it is turn 7. Let's swing with this. By the way, Judgment in this matchup is so good. So, okay, he's just gonna Vengeance the guy. Sure. We got the Galio. We got another Stony. Yeah, I think we just Galio. It's not
Give me a day
a
and
full
you'll have
level.
two.
But he's here and he's fret the... Okay. We have Judgment mana next turn. Look at all the Stony suppressors. So if he decides to go wide and play his like board...
Interesting use of tech.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So he's got 10 10s on board. That is very annoying. Okay. We could chump the one. We could chump both. We could play another Stony. I really wish we had one more mana. Yeah, if only we didn't have the Stony suppressor on board. Okay. Let's play a Stony suppressor as a chump blocker
Now, that's
and just
good.
chump with both Stonies. So we're gonna block here, block here. Hold on. Block here, block here.
Need repairs?
Yeah, we'll block with the Stony suppressors. So we have Judgment mana now. We don't have a threat to kill. Let's play another Stony suppressor.
A slight adjustment?
Okay. Unfortunately, we're not really getting anything. I guess this is, you know, just showing you guys the downside of this, that against something like this. Brash, dude.
Mistakes make character, then you are full of character.
Unfortunately, we can't even get that Galio level up here. But we do have enough mana next turn to... no, we don't. I guess we have enough mana to... Elixir line. If opponent opens, we just trump again. We do have the Judgment mana, so... So let's block, chomp, chomp. Buff up the Galio. Now, we have Judgment mana, and we could Judgment right now and get rid of it. But I want to see what he does. Okay, he's just gonna let it go. Okay, cool.
Hey, show me that again.
Okay, so he's gonna kill my board. Let's Elixir of Iron so the Galio stays alive.
Firing.
The Galio's only gonna be an 0-4 though on next turn. Not good. Okay, Darkened Spear. We could play the Anaka. Swing with the Anaka. Quietus. Yeah, okay. We have another Galio in hand though. Fucking control, dude, I tell ya. We could swing with the Anaka. Play the Galio and have... Yeah, let's... Swing with the Anaka, see what we get. Pitch their bow in. Okay. That's fine.
Interesting use of tech.
Another one? It's a 13-13 now. Okay. Yeah, I think we can concede now. Okay, well, that was a match. Yeah, well, unfortunately that guy's just kind of went too tall and killed my Udyr, so... yeah, it happens. That deck is very good in the meta right now if you definitely like control style. I hate control. Depends on the game, right? Like Digimon control is pretty fun. I like mid-range control where I'm just killing shit, right? Like green, black, and magic. I love just slamming stuff, slamming my 6-drop Garrux, right? Like, but in this game, control is just agonizing. It is the most painful fucking thing. Like darkness, painful. Fucking Jaceheimer, painful. This deck folds to me, I think, usually. Because they're running a lot of P and Z removal. There's the strongest. Oh, this is such a good hand. You usually don't want to see Galio in your opening hand. He's a 7-drop, right? Sometimes you do. It depends on the matchup, right? Like control maybe, but this is very, very good. Turn 2, we have our removal magnets. I think we probably want to play the Sculptor on turn 2. Opponents thinking, okay. There's Balin Wonderland. Balin the Benevolent. Okay. Opponent predicts. Predicts. Okay, predicts again. Turbo predicting. 3 cards in hand. Spicy. Let's Bellin, or no, Stoney's very, very good here. Yeah, I think we Stony Suppressor.
We know how to prepare.
Stop that, block here. Take the 2. We could play Strongest Lad. I think that's the strat. Just play the Strongest Lad. The strongest soldier in the deck. Okay, the deck is turbo predicting for the Echo. Op didn't decide to block. Echo's a 4-drop, I believe. 4 or 5. Okay, so there's the Harsh Winds. That's spicy. Okay. Okay. Now this is the deck you want to see Judgment. Let's... Do we Broadwing or Sculptor? Because opponent's gonna swing in with everything. We need a blocker, but we also kind of want to remove that. Let's Sculptor.
Every work demands a piece of ourselves.
Sculptor isn't really a blocker. You can block the 1 free. Opponent might just try to remove it. Yep. Okay. Let's Broadwing. Be another blocker. Opponent might swing in with just that. We're gonna kill that probably. Okay. Opponent doesn't. Okay, no block. Cool. I'm alright with that. Now we can Udyr, buff up the strongest lad, or play the Bellin and bait the removal with Bellin. I think we bait the removal with Bellin. Bellin Wonderland. Okay, so let's swing with the crew, kill the elusive, buff up the squad.
These are my streets.
Ops got free cards in hand. We could probably just safely play Udyr now. We do have the harsh winds for the echo.
I love it when things converge like that.
I love it when things converge like that.
Never had luck.
Now the thing is if he has, what do you do when you level up? 3 chrono bakes in hand. Okay, I think we're gonna pass and leave up the harsh winds. You might get the chrono break now. That still isn't a predict draw one.
Gotta focus.
Okay, nothing. Alright, fair enough. Let's Udyr. Oh dear, it's Udyr. Chinks.
And them. Man, I miss you so much.
Swing with the crew, killing the Jinx. Okay, so he's got... I've got Shield of the Rain up. Free damage, kill Jinx lives regardless. Okay, that's fine. The Harsh Winds is really gonna mess with him. He's got no cards in hand. Okay, so that kills the Stony. Let's buff up the strongest lad. Or Bellin. Let's buff up the strongest lad, I think. Oh, we have the harsh winds in hand. So we really don't care about him. About his stuff. But yeah, we've got the strongest lad. So he draws 2. Another strongest soldier. Okay, so he swings with everything. Okay, so he might have a rally in hand. So let's block with the strongest soldier. We want to leave Harshwind's mana up. So let's play another strongest lad. We could play Hydra Alice here actually. Because he's probably going to rally here. Let's buff up the Bellin.
We must tell our stories, lest they be forgotten.
Right, a negation. Spicy. Okay, so we got the 08. There's another Udyr. Let's play another Bellin, I think, or Strongest Lad. Let's play another Bellin. Okay, so he's predicting for his rallies. Now the spicy thing is that we can just... Okay. I think we can shield with the ram. Keep it alive. Now, let's swing with the crew, including Udyr.
Listen to me. No, you will listen.
That's fine. Op's got a death rocket, but that's it in hand. Okay, so that kills my one Bellin. That's fine. We're gonna play another Strongest Lad. Buff up the Bellin. Next turn we can slam the Udyr down. What are you gonna do, Up? You draw 2. I have leveled up Udyr in hand. Also Harshwind's mana. Okay, so Up's going the burn route now. So we do have to be a little bit more wary because P&Z. Sure. Yeah, he's going burn now, so we do have to be a little bit more wary. Let's go overwhelm on the Udyr. Open attack and hope he doesn't have the burn in hand. Nice. That was close. A lot closer than it needed to be. But we did get there in the end. Yeah, that deck, the PNZ deck, PNZ Echo, Turbo. I'm surprised he didn't rally there, and I guess he was fishing for the rally there, but... Alright, one more game, and then we'll call it a quits in today's video. Yeah, so I'm probably going to be trying to play mid-range styles and just kind of showcasing mid-range decks. I want to learn how to play a Noxious mid-range deck, and I'm not 100% sure what champions I kind of want to try out. I'm thinking Darius. I am playing Standard right now, so I might play a little bit of Eternal, but Eternal scares me. Okay, so this is Lurk. We might lose. Like, we might lose or win. It can be a coin toss. Stony isn't really good. That's even worse. I think we already lost, if I'm being honest. Especially if he's got like the nut hand. Just constant lurking. Oh god, this hand. Oh no. Yep, there's one lurk. Next turn he's gonna play another lurk. Lurk on top. Okay. We got the Bellin. I think it's too late though. Okay, only one lurk. 2 Bellins. So let's play a Badger Bear. Buff up the Badger Bear. Because we need a blocker. We need big blockers. We are gonna swing though, I think, once. Even if he trades. Hey, he might just chump. Yeah, okay. It's still a 4-4, so it does block one more lurker. We'll Bellin? Okay. Okay. Spicy. He could... That could be, Rek'Sai? Yep. So that's Rek'Sai on top. We're gonna chump. Play Duran Sculptor. Next turn play Bellin for an 0-5. Buff up the Bellin as well. Okay, he might just kill it. What is Pike? I think we trade. Just get it out of here. Okay, so he plays another lurker. Strongest lad is pretty good, but I kind of want to get the Bellin. Actually no, let's strongest lad, buff up the strongest lad. So he's a 1-7. And he just blocks more lurks. We really need a regen. Okay, so he's predicting. He does have a Rek'Sai in hand. Rek'Sai is free cost. So we could play his Rek'Sai now. No Rek'Sai.
Don't touch it.
Udyr is very good. I think we're gonna Bellin and bait out more removal. God, I hate Lurk. I hate Lurk so much. Let's Bellin. I think Bellin's just a blocker, if I'm being honest. He's gonna put his Rek'Sai on top, buff his Lurkers up by 2 again. Fearsome. Yep. Get your extra beats in. Ah, God, Lurk. Cancers. Like, yeah. We have to block. Well, he's got 2 cards in hand. One of them is a Rek'Sai. On top of his deck. I can play Udyr. He's at 6-5. Ugh, God. Ping. I just lose. Yeah, that's game. Ah. Unfortunate, but that's the way it goes against Lurk these days. Part of the ladder experience. I have beat Lurk a few times. Judgment is really good against Lurk. It's just you gotta get to that point, and sometimes Lurk just spirals out of control by like turn 5-6. So, anyways, that's gonna do it. I think for the first episode of Lore with Gordon. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, but yeah, if you're interested, the deck code is in the description down below. Don't be afraid to swap out the harsh winds for something else and maybe just experiment with some different spells and let me know what works for you guys. Other than that though, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and we'll talk to you again real soon. Take care.
You!